I know. It's so good. God, baby's just coming out of the bed. Oh, I know.
Oh, we're good.
All right.
Talking about a uterus.
Oh, well, there you go. So we'll do a quick restart now that we have sound. So we're in good shape. My name's Josh Sims, and I am going to be MC for this season of Monster Hearts for the Ties That Bind. And I have been playing Monster Hearts with this group of people for what, a year and a half, 2 years almost, 2 years, yeah. And we thought, why not? We'll just put this out there and see if anybody else has as much fun as we do with it. So that's me, and I think we'll go through and introduce our players real quick. Then we will get into what is a session 0 in Monster Hearts. What does that mean? And just some basic overviews of how the game is played and what to expect. So let's start with Drew.
Hi, y'all. My name is Drew Harris. My pronouns are they, she. If you watched our Badge Quest 3-part episode, I was the GM for that, but I'm really excited to be playing in Monster Hearts. Josh and I have kind of gone back and forth in the game, running it versus playing, so I'm excited to be back on the player side. I'm a theater teacher. That's what I do, like in my real life. So I'm really excited to channel all of the teenage angst that I absorb all day, every day, and put it into this game.
Great.
Hi, y'all. My name is Gray Greer. My pronouns are she, her. I've never been a DM before, and I probably never will. So sorry about that. I'm super pumped to be a part of this. I'm also a theater teacher. I think that's going to be a trend. So, yeah.
All right, Presley.
Hello, I am Presley Poe. My pronouns are she, they. I am in school to be a theater teacher, so I'm not quite there yet. I got about a year and a half left. But yeah, I love theater and I love Monster Hearts and play with these people. I probably also won't be a DM. For the record, I get too anxious.
We're going to trick you guys into being DM somehow. I don't know how yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, Allie.
Hi, I'm Allie. Sorry, I'm new to all this, so I'm mission control over here.
Yeah.
I am not a theater teacher either, but I am a computer science teacher. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm just vibing. And this is the best group of people to hang out with like every week, and so it's really fun to do it in front of other people now. So
there you go. All right. Well, and as I said, my name is Josh Sims. My pronouns are he, him, and I am not a teacher, but I am also in computer sciences. I'm an IT guy, of all things. I don't know how in the world I got involved with this group of theater people, but I consider myself lucky. So, real quick, let's go over what Monster Hearts is. It is a Powered by the Apocalypse game where the players play teenage monsters, more or less. They play teenagers who have monsters inside them or are in some way monstrous. Sometimes that's obvious on the outside. They may turn into a giant wolf or something. Or sometimes it's just the person they are on the inside is the monster. But they each make choices. We come up with the story as a group. It's a little different than what a lot of people might expect from a normal standard fantasy D&D style game. It's much more collaborative. It's not just all me, like coming up with the story and such. We all contribute. And it deals with some dark topics sometimes. There are a lot. It's a very adult game, and we will be playing it as adults. So be prepared for some language. Be prepared for some possibly uncomfortable situations. We will address those in a session 0 if they come up. But the session 0 is effectively where we come up with a town we are in, where we come up with a group of NPCs to interact with, where we come up with different locations in the town. The roller rink or the bowling alley, or stuff, places people hang out. And from that, we then go to our players. We may end up doing the players first, just because these folks have worked pretty hard on their players for this season. So I'm very eager to have them go through them. And then the official session 1 will be actual kicking into gear and getting into the role play and getting into the RP and seeing what happens. But how about, speaking of players, how about we go through your characters? Just let's talk real quick about their name, their skin, which is what kind of monster they are for those watching, and any pertinent details. Unless, I don't know, you guys tell me, should we go through and go ahead and do all the strings and everything? What do you think? Like the connections? Let's do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it probably makes sense to do backstory first before we get to the town and stuff.
I agree. So, on a typical Monster Hearts sheet, there is a thing called the backstory, where you actually are connected to other players in certain ways, and you get strings on them, or they get strings on you, and those strings will be used during play to influence how your interactions with the players go with each other. So, let's start with Beatrice. Let's start there. All right, B, you're up
Because you
first.
saw me rummaging around through my big ass backpack looking for a pen and paper.
That's exactly right. And I couldn't do that to Allie because she's our tech person and she's a little busy. So I won't put Allie on the spot.
So we're going through backstory?
Yeah, we'll do the whole backstory bit and just describe your skin and the situation. That'd be great. What you expect the audience to know beforehand.
Okay.
Should we wait on the strings until we've introduced our characters? Like, go through, introduce, give a little like blurb, and then go do the strings, the backstory strings?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like fun. We'll do it that way. So just a quick blurb about the 100-yard view of whatever your backstory is, like where your character is from and what people need to know about them. And then we'll go through and do all the mechanical parts of this.
Cool. So I am playing 17-year-old Beatrice Hart. She is a junior this year. The skin I'm playing is the Fomorian. Beatrice is very fiery, both like internally and externally. She was abandoned by her birth mother a couple days after she was born. She was left at a firehouse. And instead of taking her to the hospital like they should have, 6 of the firemen decided to keep her and raise her and adopt her. So she has grown up in this firehouse with a bunch of goofy dads. She also is legally blind. It's probably important to know. She can see like shapes and colors, but it's kind of like when you squint your eyes really hard, everything gets super blurry. Is how she moves through the world.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm missing anything, but I'm sure it will come up if I am.
If you are, we'll figure it out later. Absolutely. Let's go to Vivienne.
My character is Vivian Martinez. She goes by V. I am playing the Black Widow skin, which Josh and I worked to create. So if anybody wants that, let me know. Are we gonna do look, eyes, origin, or are we just doing kind of a backstory?
Just a quick overview. We'll do all
Okay.
the origin and stuff.
Her story is a little triggering, so I'm gonna kind of clean it up a little bit. But she was assaulted as a child. And Aurelia, a woman in the community, found her, is the nicest way to say that. And so Vivian lives at a place called The Web, which is a combination of different women who share similar stories. And she's been told her entire life that men will hurt you and men will use you. And so the best way to get ahead of that is to hurt them first. So she's terrifying and feisty. I mean, she, knows how to pin curl her hair so that she doesn't leave any hair at the scene. She knows how to perfectly get blood out of a white suit. I mean, she's I don't know, she's a normal teenager. Yeah. I'm excited to play her. She's very different than anything I've done. So
there you go. All right, let's go to Tessa. What about Tessa?
I am playing Tessa Warren. Her pronouns are she, they. Tessa is a skin that I wrote, and that is the empath. Tessa is also a junior. She is 6'2". She is a star rugby player at her high school. And they've had a rough life. They are the oldest of 5 kids. They have 4 younger siblings, all from different of her mother's marriages. She doesn't know her biological father. He was never in the picture. Mom remarried when she was pretty young, or married for the first time when she was pretty young. And her mom is an addict and married her drug dealer pretty young. They had 2 kids, and then some stuff went down, and both her mom and her stepdad went to jail. And when they went to jail, they went and lived, her and her 2 younger siblings, moved in with her aunt and uncle. Things did not go well that way. Her aunt and uncle were really abusive. Her mom gets out of prison, marries a new guy almost immediately, has 2 more kids. Meanwhile, Tessa is still stuck in this abusive household, until eventually Tessa gets fed up with it, takes the 2 little ones, and they leave and go back to their mother. And so now there's 5 of them living in this small apartment, and her mom doesn't necessarily want them there, even though she says she does. And so she struggles with that a lot, but she is the quintessential big sister. She is also an avid punk fan. She's in the punk scene here. She dresses very punk. She doesn't fit in well at school. She's super kind of an outcast. Nobody really talks to her. She doesn't really have a whole lot of friends, but because she is the big sister, everyone comes to her with their problems, right? And she's the loner, she's the weirdo. She's not going to tell anyone your secrets because she doesn't have anyone to tell them to, so people confide in her. And so they are just, kind of there. They're that figure in the corner that people go to when they're sad or when they're hurting. Sure. And so Tessa kind of collects that pain and that trauma to try and heal them in the way that she was never healed.
Gotcha. All right. And last but certainly not least, how about Noah?
So Noah is 18. Pronouns are she, they. And Noah is a ghoul. And pretty much Noah grew up in a very religious household. And when she was in her early teens, she got cancer, very severely. It deteriorated very fastly, and she died. I mean, she literally died for a good bit there, and then she came back, different. She's not like the sweet, bubbly, God-fearing kid that she was. She's aloof and she's indifferent, and she's not a fan of God at this point either. So, but yeah, that's her, and she has a pretty normal family. I mean, she has a mom and a dad and 3 younger siblings, and and they know that there's something. She's not the same. She didn't come back the same. So she had to move actually after that. Sorry, I'm just like, she moved after that because she became a big thing after she was dead for like an hour when they found her, and she was all in the local newspapers. So they moved away because that was uncomfortable.
Right. So, okay. Well, now that we have the basic overview, one of the major things in a session 0 of Monster Arts is each skin has connections that the players make with each other with strings. And basically you answer some questions that are on the form and pick somebody for those questions to apply to. And that helps sort of kickstart the RP in session 1. So we are going to start with Presley. We'll start with Beatrice.
My first one is a friend laughs with you, not at you. Give them 2 strings on you and take 2 strings on them. Which I feel like almost has to be Tessa with the whole empath thing. So I get 2 on you and you get 2 on me.
Okay. Oh, real quick, let's do the origin and the look and all that stuff too.
Oh, yeah. Origin is bloodline whelp. Her eyes are blind eyes, which is kind of cheating, but whatever. And her look is scarred. Yes.
Okay. So let's see this next person. Let's go with Noah. Noah, what's one of your questions, or your look and your origin and such, and then one of your questions.
Sorry, I'm unmuting 2 mics. Apologize. So my look is gaunt. My eyes are hollow, and my origin is rejected. And so
okay.
My first one in the backstory is: someone reminded you what love was when you thought that death had stolen it away from you forever. Give them a string.
Uh-oh. Who reminded you what love was?
I'm gonna say that, and this kind of goes along with like what her feeding is. I'm gonna say it's V, because she inspires that.
Gotcha. Might have to explore how that happened at some point. So V gets a string on you, correct? All right. Well, on that note, let's go to V. V, well, let's hear about you.
This is perfect, actually. So someone was your mate, but they got away. They take 2 strings on you. So Noah, let's go that route.
Right.
But my look is sultry. My eyes are deep, and my origin is bread. B-R-E-E-D. It sounds like bread. So.
Oh, okay. So that means Noah has 2 strings on V. Excellent. And Tessa, what about you?
My look is intense, my eyes are compassionate, and my origin is neglected. My first backstory is: you are someone's confidant. Take 2 strings on them and learn their insecurity. And insecurity is something that's unique to my skin. It's like a tool that I collect, and insecurities function as conditions, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. I think I'm going to say that I am. Ooh. Is there anyone that doesn't have? I think everybody's connected at this point, at least in one direction, right?
Yeah, you've got 2 pairs basically right now.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have I think I'm gonna be V's confidant. So I'm gonna
How
get
many strings? You get 2
I
strings.
get 2 strings on you. And I learn your insecurity.
Ooh. Now, is that something we want to say out loud, or is that going to be a secret? What do we think?
So the way that insecurity, we can talk more about it when we get into our moves. But I'm able to use insecurities as conditions. So I can use your insecurity to get bonuses against you when I'm rolling against you. So we can decide. And if you don't know right now, like we can get to that later.
I have some ideas, but I want to hear about the world building.
Okay.
Yes.
We will put a pin in that and try to remember to come back to it. So, okay, so you have 2 more strings on V, or 2 strings on V. And let's see, that's everybody. Let's see, everybody has 2 questions, right? Or at least 2? Okay, well, let's go back to Beatrice. What's your second?
My second one is someone has criticized you. Give them 2 strings on you, which I feel like would be V, because I feel like she's probably said something because I was raised by 6 men. That probably does not sit well with her.
Is it 2
That could be a
strings?
point of-
Yeah, it's 2.
Okay.
Okay, wow. Noah, if you're free.
I'm not having an easy time tonight. My mic just fell, so I'm holding it right now. We'll go ahead and do this really quick, and then I'll fix it.
Okay, we can come back.
No,
Either
it's
way,
cool.
it's
It's
whatever.
cool. It's really it's did anyone watch you die? If so, you gain 2 strings on each other, which technically no, but I could be like, someone knows I'm dead.
That's true. Maybe somebody caught it in a paper. Maybe there was a
So,
little story about it or something.
if it helps, Allie, in my story, so when Tessa went to live with her aunt and uncle, they lived in a different town. So Tessa's from this town originally, but was gone from the time she was 11 to about last year. So I could have ended up in the same town as you.
Yeah, and you could like, know
And
that something weird happened.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we go Tessa.
So we get, what was it? How many strings?
We get 2 strings on each other.
Okay.
Ooh, so many strings. My goodness. All right. Vivian.
You marked someone as your prey. Take 1 string on them. This could go either way. It could go positive or negative. It's probably going to be Beatrice.
Okay.
Just solely based, like, no, I take it back. I'd want to protect you more than anything because you're surrounded by dudes. Let's make it, it's probably gonna be Noah.
Noah? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you take strings on
I
Noah?
take a string on Noah.
Okay. Okay. And Tessa.
My other backstory is your emotions are incredibly intense. Give everyone a string on you.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh my goodness. All right. Shall we go through our move sets, or is that something we would like to sort of spring on people during gameplay? Like the first time you try to use it, then we say it? Or, I mean, it's always fun to hear what everybody has, but it's totally up to you guys. What do you think?
I think I have a couple of mine are more passive. So I think going through just at least our base moves,
Okay.
like our initial.
Oh, I love hearing about them. So that's great. Well, let's start with you, Tessa. Let's what moves have you chosen for your skin?
Cool. So for my skin, I start with 2 moves and then I get to choose one more. So I have 3 moves. I actually haven't made my choice yet, but I'll go through the ones that I have. So my first move is called Therapist Friend. It is, you are so in tune with people, they often share their hearts with you. When someone comes to you for comfort or willingly shares something vulnerable with you, you learn their insecurity and they remove a condition. You can use a person's insecurity against them as if they had a condition. If someone won't share their insecurity with you, you can roll with Dark. On a 10 plus, you learn their insecurity anyway. On a 7 to 9, you learn their insecurity but gain the condition Possessive. The other move that I start with is Codependent. And that is, as long as you know someone's insecurity, you get a +1 to any rolls made to solve their problems for them. Whenever a person whose insecurity you know chooses another person over you, you gain the condition Possessive. If you already have the condition Possessive, you become your darkest self.
Gotcha.
And then I get a choice. So I'm going to choose. I'm going to go with Martyr Complex, which is whenever you sacrifice something to put someone else's needs above your own, give them a string on you and you mark experience. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's wow. Okay. All right. Things going off in my head even as we speak. Let's go with Noah. What are your moves?
I gotta get a headset. Okay, so I have 3. I start out with the hunger. You have a hunger for something. I have chosen fear as my hunger. When you heedlessly pursue a hunger, add 1 to rolls. When you ignore a promising feeding opportunity, roll to keep your cool.
Ooh.
And then I have 2 more. I have, oh god, this is a word that I've never used before in my life. Satiety? When you
Satiety. Yes.
I don't know how to say it.
I know it's weird.
When you satiate a hunger, choose 1. Heal 1 harm, mark experience, take 1 forward.
Oh.
And then my last one is short rest for the wicked. When you die, wait it out. A few hours later, you wake up fully healed.
All right, great. Do we know what your hunger is yet, or is that going to come out during the game?
I said it. It's fear.
Oh, fear. I'm sorry. I missed that. I misheard that. I'm writing too many things down all at once. I apologize. All right, let's go with Beatrice.
I only get 2 moves. I don't have 3 like y'all do.
Yeah.
My 1 is Cinder Child. You are immune to harm from fire or smoke, which is nice because I did forget to mention that Beatrice has recently become a part-time arsonist. Just for fun.
Yeah.
My other one is Ruling Over Ashes. When you retaliate with unnecessary force or overkill, gain the condition Enraged and either deal 1 harm or gain a string on a character, whichever is most appropriate.
Gotcha. Okay. And Vivienne, V.
I have 3 moves. So I get Thirsty, which is the Black Widow needs to feed to stay alert. If you haven't fed lately, you get a -1 on any attack. If you have fed, you get a +1. And then I chose Man Eater, which is when rolling to shut someone down you've been intimate with, you cannot roll below a 7. And then I chose Good Soup, which is you can liquefy a part of your prey. Automatic 2 harm to your victim. Take +2 forward thanks to the delicious meal. Yep.
Yeah, I love that move. All right. Well, good. Those are our main characters. Am I forgetting anything about the characters? That seems about right, right?
Stats. We can do our stat lines.
Yeah, let's okay, why not? It's let's start with Tessa's stats. What are Tessa's stats?
So my stats are hot 1, cold -1, volatile -1, and dark 2.
Okay. Vivian, what about your stats?
Mine are hot 1, -1 cold, 2 volatile, and then -1 dark. Are we doing sex moves, or is that going to come into play later?
Let's address sex moves whenever they come into play. I think that's fun to do it that way. So, all right, Beatrice, what are your stats?
I'm kicking with hot -1, cold 1, volatile 2, and dark -1.
Okay.
My first season not playing a hot and volatile character. It's wild.
All right, Noah, what we got?
I have hot -1, cold 2, volatile -1, dark 1. And I do have all this written on a thing that's going to be on the screen, so.
Oh,
Nobody
excellent.
has to memorize
So,
it. It's going to be up, but just not on this one.
excellent. Because I suck at taking notes, so honestly, we'll have to deal with that as the audience will soon learn. Josh has to be reminded of things a lot in Monster Hearts, but that's part of the fun for everyone except for me. But anyway, all right, let's get into the most improvised part of the evening, where we discuss the locations and NPCs. So, what do you think, folks? Where are we at? It generally needs to be a small town or an equivalent, maybe a suburb of a city, but it needs to be, small town USA generally. Let's say region, east, west, north, south, the prairies of the Midwest. What do we think? Anybody have any ideas?
I'm partial to the South because I want to do an accent.
Because you want to do the accent.
Great.
Okay, that's fine. I will. That will help me when my Kentucky starts popping out. I'll just pretend it's an accent of the NPC.
What kind of South?
Yeah.
That I'm not partial to.
Are we talking
just did
Alabama,
Kentucky.
Georgia? Are we talking Texas? Are we talking Florida? What are we talking? What do we think?
Louisiana.
What if we just did Kentucky? We've never actually played a game set.
Just in Kentucky. That's true.
Where in Kentucky?
That's a good question.
Bardstown. Is
Oh
the
my
murder
God.
place.
It's the murder capital of
Not the murder place.
vicinity.
Mhm.
I mean, we could play in
Well,
a
we could do,
Bardstown
like-
equivalent. I'm happy with that.
What if we did
If
like
you guys-
northern Mississippi or Arkansas?
Oh, geez. Arkansas, Louisiana. That's true. The bogs. We could do a whole True Blood thing.
I was gonna say, I got
Arkansas.
Louisiana on the brain. I got Louisiana on the brain.
Louisiana works.
Let's do Louisiana. Yeah.
All right, Louisiana. Now we need to come up with a town, a small town, Louisiana. This is the fun part. No bad answers. Chat, feel free to chime in because I think we might be staying here for a minute trying to come up with ideas for tiny towns in Louisiana. Let's see. So let's try to get we have a sort of a gothic sort of situation going on here to a certain extent. We've got I mean, Tessa's a literal goth. V is a black widow. Noah is a ghoul who's come back to life secretly, who hates God, which is kind of goth. And Beatrice sets things on fire. So I mean, that's maybe we're going for an American Gothic sort of thing. Maybe, possibly.
I do love Southern Gothic.
Okay. Be called Saint something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tossing stuff out there. I'm by no means the final word on this. This is for everybody. Let's see. Saint.
Small town name generator. So
I googled
Give
Yeah.
us
Southern Gothic town names. So
Let's hit me up, guys. What do you got? Show me anything.
good so far. Generator's
one of them is
No?
literally Reefdale, which sucks. So
Generator's garbage.
Do we want to go for like a vaguely French sounding name if we're doing Louisiana?
It's worth a shot. I mean, yeah, shoot something out.
I don't know. I say that like I know French words.
I'm
Um,
looking at Creole names right now. I mean, you've got Augustine, you've got Bordeaux, Baptiste, Bastien. Can't pronounce some of those. Landry, Barnaby, Abel, Fabian.
you got Leon. No, I'm just looking at cities in France.
Mm-hmm.
Not really what I wanted, but
oh, we have a recommendation in chat for RoguesPort.
Ooh.
I like that.
I do too.
Are we going to be on the
It could be the
water?
river or the ocean. It could be either one. We
That's
could be
true.
Mississippi River.
Let's do a river town.
river.
Yeah.
We've done a few coastal towns. Let's do a river town. I
That's
like
true,
RoguesPort
yes.
though.
But
I do too.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. Normally in a game, we'd be here for the next half hour trying to come up with names. So thank you very much.
on their phone Googling.
I got ChatGPT pulled up, so worst case scenario, we'll let the AI decide for us.
There we go. I'll take it. Okay, so RoguesPort, Louisiana. Let's come up with some essentials about RoguesPort. It's a port town, river port. So what would we say is an industry for this town? Maybe it was founded on some sort of industry. It could be just generally manufacturing. We don't have to get too specific. Probably wouldn't be farming or agriculture if we're a river town generally.
I
Had
think
an oil town before, but that's not gonna work.
yeah. What if we did like a manufacturing, like a lot of like factories and stuff, like a lot of blue collar
Okay. Yeah. So,
factory.
yeah. I mean, this is Louisiana, the southern mouth of the Mississippi. A lot of raw materials would come down this way. So this would be a good place at some point in the past for there to have been a thriving industrial center here. Maybe it's fallen away like a lot of small towns industry centers have. Maybe it's not. That's why it's not blown up into a giant town, is because industry moved to New Orleans or someplace closer to the coast. So yeah, we'll just say generally, industrial manufacturing is a lot of what made the town originally. And like I say, that may never come into play, but if it does, now we got it. I can picture, abandoned factories and, some sort of penultimate scene on the rickety catwalk of a smokestack somewhere. Who knows? Let's pick a few places that teenagers would go. As plugged in as I am to the teenage scene, I would very much appreciate any suggestions from anybody who has what would be just off the top of your head, where would the kids go to hang out? I mean,
Putt-putt golf. Like mini golf.
putt-putt, mini golf. All right.
I'm gonna say. Sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was gonna say we're gonna have to come up with a good name for the mini golf course, but we'll come up with that at some point in the future. Chad, if you have a name for a mini golf course, Throw it out there.
Chat, come up with a name for a mini golf course. And a
Make
theme.
it punny.
That's right.
For a location, I'm gonna suggest, because Tessa is big into the like punk rock scene, I think there's like a club, like a venue, like a music venue that's like underground, super seedy, super divey. They do not card anyone. And so like there are a lot of younger people that go, but they do like punk and metal bands, and it is just chaos. In this,
I can see an abandoned factory being good for that.
Yeah.
Or an abandoned warehouse
It's
or something.
like everyone knows that it's there, but nobody talks about it. It's kind of underground a little bit.
Gotcha.
Like if you're in the scene, you know it's there, but nobody else really does.
Gotcha. Okay, no, I love it. Does anybody else have something they would need for their characters that their character might go to? I mean, there's a firehouse, but that's like somebody's house. That's not really
nobody's chilling at the fire station except for
true.
me. I was thinking that there's like the city recently just built this like really new nice park and kind of left the old park for the rats.
Ooh.
And now that's where all the teens go and like do drugs and shit. It's like the old shitty park.
The old park. And it's named after some like 75-year-old guy in 1952 when they made the park. So it's like, you know, Jack Stanton Park.
Greg
Park.
Greg Lester's park.
Greg Lester Park.
That's where the people go to do drugs and have sex.
There you go. All right.
Greg. For your park.
All right. Run down. All right. Well, that's 3 places. That's a decent start. Let's see. Okay. Well, let's if we come up with something else, somebody has an idea, just yell it. We can always come back to this anytime. What time of year do you think we should do? What season? Is this a fall Southern Gothic? A summer hot Summer Gothic? A winter? I don't know if winter even counts in Louisiana, but I don't know. Do we have any ideas? Any thoughts?
I had spring in my brain, but that's just what came up.
Like Mardi Gras time spring, or like Easter spring, like Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
It's like, what is that, February?
Generally, maybe
late February, early March.
Okay. Yeah, we'll call it early March.
Or Louisiana. You know, it's gonna be hot as hell, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the Louisiana abbreviation?
LA.
Thank you.
All right. So we will say it is early spring. We'll say it's a week or two before Mardi Gras. So maybe that'll be something we can all, you know, there'll be a big giant Mardi Gras party.
We got a putt pun in the chat.
Uh-oh. What we got?
Putter there, pal.
Can you please tell us who suggested that?
I feel like you already
You know.
Captain Brown. That's my first name I'm saying. Putter there.
All right, that is. Yep, that's the official name. There you go. I'm writing that.
Oh my god. Oh.
Putter there. All right. Okay. Well, what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything about our location? Is there anything else we need to do? I think that may be about it.
Don't we say that what's the CD underground? Like the bad stuff? Yeah.
Yep. What, I mean, we've already talked about, you know, where the kids go to do drugs and have sex, but is there, I mean, our seedy underbelly seems like it's almost always drugs, but if we can come up with something else, that's great. What would be the secret?
Trafficking?
Yeah, that's true. That would fit in with a couple of your backstories. Man, that's true. Gosh, and it's a river town near a coast. Okay.
Mm.
All right. So I think, unless somebody has some objections to that, I mean, that can get pretty dark pretty quick. But all right, we're gonna give it a shot. All right, human trafficking, underbelly. Okay.
I feel like there's a corrupt, richer part of this town, like where that new park was built, and they may or may not be involved in the trafficking, but there's like the people who owned these factories and who have since like outsourced. I feel like there's a small community of like very wealthy people that sort of run the town and have just like let everything else fester, and there's like corruption there.
Corrupt high society. I like that.
We have to crash a masquerade party at the mansion on the top of the hill.
I'm pretty sure we can make that happen. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Okay. I'll actually make a note of that. Okay. What else? If we don't have anything else, we can get into the NPCs, the other students in our class. For those watching in Monster Hearts, generally the players are all members of the same high school homeroom class, and the NPCs are, in general, the other students in class. Luckily, a lot of these PCs came with built-in NPCs, and it's helped me quite a bit. But we're going to come up with some names and traits, one or two at most, of each NPC. And we are absolutely open. If chat or Twitter or whatever, anybody has something they want to say, shout it out, because we could use all the help we can get. This is the fun part. So, because sometimes we come up with some interesting people.
How many NPCs did you want? Because there's a whole lot of boxes on this grid that you made.
Well, the grid, there's twice as many as there need to be boxes. One grid, okay. The way the grid, this is from a previous game, everybody. We're talking about a Google Doc that we have. There's a box for the name, and then under that are the traits of the person.
Okay, cool.
So there are 16 total students, and you were 4 of them. So we need 12 NPCs.
Heard. Okay. Also, they can see the grid on screen.
Oh, there you go. See, I don't have my screen pulled up because I would be constantly distracted by it. So
no, you're good. I'm filling it out as we go.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. NPC. Do we need I get the feeling we might need several like boys, he, hims in this, because people got to die. Frankly, we got to do what we got to do.
I nominate Kevin.
All right, Kevin.
I would love to kill
right
Kevin.
there.
No. Oh my god.
Kevin, there you go. That's you.
Don't kill Kevin.
Well, we don't know. Maybe he's gonna be the last survivor or something.
Do you want to start with where we're sitting?
I was gonna say, where do you want Kevin to sit?
Oh, that's right. Well, that's a good point. Let's start with where you're all sitting.
Also, are we doing tables like we did last season, or are we doing rows this time around?
What do you guys think? I don't have a preference per se.
It's currently set up for 4 tables.
That sounds good then. Let's do it just for convenience sake. And honestly, people can read it as rows if they want to. This is wide open. So let's start with where you're sitting, and then we'll get to where Kevin sits and the others. So, Tessa, where would Tessa sit in class?
The furthest corner from the door. Back left. If we say the door's at the top right, like bottom left corner. Yeah.
Okay.
In view of as few people as possible.
Gotcha. how about Noah? Where would Noah sit in class?
Noah would probably be on the far other corner, the far right in the back.
Okay. Vivian, where would V sit?
Probably at the same table as, table as Noah, but not directly beside.
Like caddy corner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last but not least, Beatrice, where would B sit in
Beatrice,
class?
front and center. She cannot see.
Fair
She's
point.
as close to the board as she can get.
All right. Okay. So let's who is Kevin and where would Kevin sit? We got-
Kevin was homeschooled, and now he's attending. Is this a public school? Are we a private school?
Oh, good question.
I would have
My first instinct is public school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need a school name. Maybe it's just RoguesPort High. I don't know.
Lame.
That
It
probably
could be named after the same guy who got the park. It could be Greg Lester High School.
Memorial High School.
Memorial
done,
High School.
Done.
Greg Lester Memorial High School. That's it.
Oh.
All right.
GLMH. That's great.
All right, Greg Lester High. Okay, so Kevin was homeschooled,
Yes.
but is this
Mhm.
Kevin's first year in a public school, or has he done this before?
This is his
First year.
Yes.
Got it.
Because this is homeroom, so that we can do different grades, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I think he's a freshman.
Okay.
And I think he's an anime kid, but like
All right.
not full on. I would go more like Avatar anime. It's like he's into like
Like
Avatar,
westernized.
like yeah.
Does he waterbend?
Yes.
Does he do those moves?
I think he draws like the symbol, his arm, and he
Where's
tries
Kevin
to be all
sitting?
cool.
Yeah. Where would Kevin sit?
I think probably near Beatrice. So I'm so sorry.
You're good. Kevin, he, him.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. We're gonna pick a name now. I'm gonna have to call on folks. I'll give that one was Gray. We'll give that to Gray. So Drew, we need a name. A name and pronouns, please. We can come up with things traits as a group.
Sure. I'm gonna go with Madison with 2 Y's. MADYSYN. And she sits at the table that's not got anybody at it yet. That top right table.
Okay.
Not directly against the board, but like maybe across from there. And she is like the it girl.
Is that how we're spelling Madison?
MADYSYN. Yes, 2 Y's.
G Y. What?
Yeah, and she's like,
all right.
she's the it girl. She's the cheerleading captain, super popular, probably one of the wealthier kids at the school, well connected.
Would she be sort of Tessa's mortal enemy?
Yeah, and she's probably a bully. Like I think she bullied Tessa a lot in middle school. And now that Tessa's back here, she's like being mean to her again. But she's very much Regina George.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. All All right, Presley, you get to come up with the character.
This is always, I have nothing in my brain, but
Give
that
us a good name.
fucking guys, my brain is still just Hotel by Pitbull.
What's Pitbull's real name? That's the next person.
We could just no, it doesn't have to be his real name. Maybe the character's name is Pitbull.
His name is Mr. 305. No.
You gotta stop naming characters after animals.
I love it, dude. It's my favorite. I love doing stupid fucking names, bro. This is her name is Bunny.
Oh, okay.
She's a theater kid. She,
her, you think?
yeah, she's a senior. She, I don't know. We can get more into her later. That's
Okay. Well, yeah, she's theater kid. That's a start.
Hey, what grade is Madison in?
She's a junior.
Heard.
Are all of you juniors? Did we discuss that? Or are you guys different grades?
I'm a junior.
I'm a junior. I'm an old junior.
I'm too. I'm 18. Yeah.
That's what I have for Tessa as well.
Mm-hmm.
What about B?
B's 17.
Okay.
Tessa's
Is she a junior also then?
But yeah,
Yeah.
we're all 4 juniors.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. Great. Theater kid. All right, Allie, what you got?
I'm gonna go with. His name's Augustus, but everyone calls him Gus, and he does not like it.
Where's Gus sit?
Gus is gonna sit. Hang on, let me take a look here. I can see better over here. He's gonna sit in one of the back tables, like one of the very back seats. Probably across from Tessa.
All right. Gus does not like being called Gus. He would prefer to be called Augustus. That's what he wants to be called. Oh, okay, perfect.
Sure, yeah.
Love it.
I don't.
Do you feel like he's being picked on a lot, or do you think it's just people don't want to say Augustus, and he's just a normal kid?
I think it's just that people don't want to say his whole name.
Gotcha.
I imagine he's like.
All right.
I think it's also he was like a class clown back in like middle school, and now he's trying to be serious. He's trying to like call me by my full name. No, nobody's doing it though.
He's a ROTC kid, isn't he?
A what?
Like an ROTC
Oh
kid.
yeah, yes.
Like he was the class clown, but now he's like in high school army and thinks he's super serious and important.
like you know he would not survive basic, but he thinks he's going.
Did not hear you, Joshua.
You muted.
Sorry. There you go. Let's try that now. I guess I should come up with a name. It's only fair since, I am in this game too, I guess. Let's see. Gus was he, him, right? I'm going to say... I'm going to pick a guy who I know probably is not watching the stream, but I'm going to name it after him because that's what I'm doing. Just whatever. Jared is going to be this guy's name. And he's going to be the farm boy. See him.
Where does he sit?
He sits. He'll sit in that back table closest to the door, along with I can't see who else is sitting there. But yeah, on that back second row down, very bottom, he'll sit back there. He's a farm boy and watches a lot of sports. Does a whole that seems about right. Yeah. He's sort of he's not a jock, but watches, knows all the stats and everything like that.
It's also my brother's name.
Oh yeah? Well, there you go.
He's a volunteer fireman. That's what
Whoa.
that's what the kid can be. Just tie it all in
Oh my
together.
gosh. Perfect. All right, Gray, your turn again.
What? Okay. Drew, what sport do they play?
Tessa?
Yes.
Tessa plays rugby.
Okay. I want a rugby player named Remy with a Y. I want them to be she, they. And
Okay.
they're gonna be kind of like the popular person. And I think can she sit next to Bunny?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sort of this high school's version of the high school quarterback, just except the star rugby player.
Yeah.
Her and Tessa are constantly competing to see who's better.
Can we make it
All
clear
right.
that this school does not have a football team and their main sport is the women's rugby team?
Yes.
Great.
Canon.
I love it. Absolutely.
Love. For my next character, they're gonna sit next to Madison because this is Madison's best friend, and their name is Lafayette, but they go by Lala, and their pronouns are they, them, and they are Madison's best friend.
Wow, I love True Blood.
You said Louisiana. We can't not have a character named Lafayette.
I mean, best character, hands down.
Beautiful. And Lafayette, other than being Madison's best friend, is there any notable thing about Lafayette?
I think they are both a cheerleader, and they also are probably like student body president.
Oh wow.
Like
okay.
President of the junior class.
Gotcha.
I've decided to make it canon that somehow this is a junior homeroom and somehow Kevin just ended up in it.
What grade is Kevin in?
He's a freshman.
Showed up at the wrong day, showed up in the wrong class, and no one ever told him to leave, so it just...
He's counted absent every day because he doesn't show up to the right homeroom.
All right, well, Presley, let's get another character from you.
We'll call this one. Looks around for objects in my bedroom. Their name is. Their parents tried to name them Cooper, but it's actually Copper.
They misspelled it on the birth certificate, and it...
Yeah. And their parents are really headstrong and didn't want to admit that they messed up. We'll do a little he they action. What's Copper like? Copper is
The nerd? Do we have like a nerdy kid? I mean, we have the anime kid,
Kevin.
but we
Copper and Kevin are besties.
Copper and Kevin are besties. Is Copper like the science fair geek?
Mm-hmm.
He's an
Yeah.
inventor.
And you said they
He's an
them
engineer.
for Copper, or they
He, they.
What do we got? He they. Okay. Okay. Science geek. Best friends with Kevin.
Can he also be like an earthbender? And that's what they do is they
Yeah.
avatar.
Uh-huh.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes.
They're part of an Avatar LARP community that's just the two of them.
It's gonna
They're
get
working
big,
on it.
though.
They've
Just
got.
wait. It's gonna get big. Just wait.
It's gonna get big any day
Schools
now.
like Quidditch. This school's gonna get a bending team.
Perfect.
Love it.
Done deal. Done
It's gonna
deal.
rival rugby too. Just wait.
They do the
Right.
halftime show.
During the big championship game, they have this whole choreographed airbending with special effects and the fire, pyro, and all kinds of shit. Absolutely. All right, Allie, your turn.
Okay. Oh god, I don't know, because you were saying like, never mind. I'm not gonna go through my thought process. I'm gonna go with Big Willie.
Okay.
And he was like, people really used to bully him, but then like he got pantsed in the locker room, and people don't bully him anymore.
Wow. All right. Go, Big Willie. Absolutely.
Big Willie before or after the or is his government name Big Willie?
Is it
It's
like William? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it used to be. Maybe his name was William. They used to pick on him for like call him Willie and Little Willie and whatever. And then now his name is Big Willie. It just happened.
As opposed to Gus, Big Willie loves the nickname. Big Willie's all
Perfect.
about it.
Great. All right. I'm just saying, got pantsed, got a new nickname. Where does Big Willie sit?
I put him across.
Oh, did we already pick that?
I don't know.
That's fine. We got how many more spots? 1, 2, 3? 3 more spots? Okay. So now I need to come up with something. Let's see. We're going to say Carter. A lot of C names this year. Oh, no, not really. Not that many. We'll say Carter. Carter. I'm going to say he, him, because we need those this season. What does Carter do? Let's say Carter is the rebel. He's the motorcycle riding guy who shows up late to class all the time and is really obnoxious. Like he either drives a car that is falling apart or his motorcycle's got like a bad exhaust or something on it. And he's always like, "Fuck you, man," every time somebody tries to get him in trouble for something. What do you think? No?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for you to
Okay.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's gonna
that's
be
true.
from
Well, that's
Boston,
true.
right?
That's right. No, either that or New Jersey. That's pretty much my
Jersey.
only. Yeah.
Carter
Yeah.
for love.
No, I can't. We're not going to bring Lizard back yet. We don't know. Maybe that's. No,
Lizard's
we won't
living
get
happily
there yet.
ever after. All right,
That's true.
It's my headcanon that they're off somewhere.
Living happily ever
Living
after.
life.
Absolutely.
The weirdest couple you've ever seen.
He is
All
canonically
right.
making those urban plant videos. That's what Lizard
Yes.
She's on the Olympic team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nobody watching the stream knows who the fuck Lizard is. But I do
Nope.
not care at all.
We are alienating our entire audience, but I don't care. Fuck it. We're having fun. All right. Gray, you and Drew both get 3 each.
Okay. I'm gonna choose Ambrose.
Ambrose, nice.
Mm-hmm. Or I'm gonna go he, him.
Hey, will you spell Ambrose?
Ambrose.
Ooh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think I would like to think like fuck boy. But also like doesn't like probably is one of the rich kids, like of the people who are running the town kind of deal, and like throws around money.
Okay.
Kind of thinks, he can do whatever the fuck he wants and that everybody wants to be with him. And I don't know, maybe his family like throws like the big Mardi Gras party of the year type thing.
Great. Ambrose. Okay, last but definitely not least, Drew, last character.
I'm gonna go with Maggie. And she is the shy kid. Like, she's really quiet, probably has some sort of anxiety disorder. Like, is just, yes, exactly. That face right there. And yeah, she's like super shy, super closed off. Like, there's a good possibility that you've never heard her talk before. She's just really quiet, and tries to stay as invisible as possible.
What are Maggie's pronouns?
Maggie's pronouns are she, her.
Okay. Wow, we're getting good at this. This went extremely quickly compared to a lot of our previous games. What else should I try to explain? I do have, just for everyone to know, players and audience, I have several questions that we'll ask just for RP purposes to establish relationships and maybe give us a few directions we can take the game as we go.
This is my favorite part.
That's right. This is the part that never ends, and because we love it so much. But is there anything else mechanically from the game that we need to do that I'm forgetting by chance? No?
I don't think so. I think it's just establishing connections to the NPCs.
Do we want to
Yep.
name
the teacher?
Definitely the man, Mr. Some.
Okay.
Get on
Fontaine.
Let's. Who?
I said
Fontaine.
get on it. If we have a Mr.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
First name, last name, Fontaine.
Last name.
Bruce.
Bruce. Yeah, Bruce Fontaine.
Sorry, the name that popped into my
Oh my-
head was Bruce Springsteen. So
Bruce Fontaine. He popped out of the 1970s in a fucking zoot suit, and now he's teaching high school.
Yes.
How
what
old
does
is
he normally teach?
Yeah, how old is Bruce?
Is he
I think he's
young?
probably in his like six. Is he young or is he
young or
old?
Is he old? That's what I'm just asking. Is he like a young teacher?
Oh, maybe he's 23, fresh out of college.
We haven't done young hot teacher in a while.
Young hot Bruce
That's what I'm.
Fontaine.
Yeah, please.
Great. Yeah, he's
All
a
right.
first year teacher, fresh out of college.
That's why you guys get away with all this shit in homeroom, is because this guy has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah,
All
what does
right,
he
Bruce
teach?
Fontaine.
This is homeroom, but what does he teach normally?
Math, algebra, maybe.
No.
No.
Something. It needs to be something hotter.
Sexy history teacher Bruce Fontaine.
Yeah.
Tight little khaki pants.
Oh my god.
Or what if he's like a business teacher?
Is that
No, not
I was
cool.
gonna say, what about like a French teacher or something?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Sexy Bruce Fontaine, the French teacher.
Fontaine.
You guys are gonna make me do a French accent, and I'm gonna offend every single
No,
person
he's
in Canada.
not
and
French. He's just from
He's
Louisiana.
not French.
He just
All
he's
right.
a teacher.
I'll whip out my
okay.
French, don't worry. I did a whole presentation in French today.
Holy shit.
Oh wow, great! I'll be relying on you heavily. No, actually, I made one of Gray's characters French Canadian, so I'll be speaking in a French accent anyway. But I've been practicing. It's terrible. Just saying. All right. So, Mr. Bruce Fontaine, homeroom class with 16 of the most chaotic people we've ever come across. All right. So, how about we take a quick break? We'll take a 5-10 minute break, whatever, and probably closer to 5 because we really enjoy this next part, and then we'll get into all the different questions and fluff up a lot of these people's backstories and characteristics, and maybe give a quick preview of session 1. We'll see how it goes. All right, see you guys later. Just a few. And we're back. All right. So now comes the interesting part where I'm going to roll some dice to ask somebody a bunch of questions, not all these questions. Oh, they blurred out like they're secret documents from the CIA. Look at that. Anyway, I'm going to, and we will establish how our players know each other and how they know the NPCs and some secrets they might have and how they may come out in the game. So let me go grab my dice real quick because I forgot to do that. Oh, here we go. All right. And we will start in, I'll just go clockwise, starting with Beatrice. So Beatrice, we are going to, I'm going to roll some dice. I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to see what comes up. Now, we're going to have to relate this to an NPC. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The question is, what does copper smell like? And why do you like it?
Copper smells like.
Or do you like it? Not why do you like it, just if you like it or not.
Copper smells like cigarette smoke because he heard that like cool kids smoke. So he started smoking to try to seem cooler because he's like such a little fucking dweeb. And now he smells like cigarette smoke all the time. And I think that Beatrice maybe likes it.
Really? Oh, well, that's true. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, see, look, already getting into some character building shit. Smells like cigarettes. She smells like cigarettes. All right. We're going clockwise. So Noah, you're next. Your question is, okay, there we go. Which girl had an abortion? And who did she say was the father? And is that really the father?
Okay, hang on. I gotta look through them all on my phone because I'm out of monitors.
Sure. I can send a picture of my list in chat if that helps, if you can read my chicken scratch.
That's okay, I got it.
Okay. Hey, stop it.
Let's go. Oh gosh. Let's go with Madison.
Ooh. Has she revealed who the father was? Or if she has, is that really the father?
I'm trying to think if there's like a really popular guy in this homeroom.
There is the other rich guy.
Who's Ambrose?
Ambrose?
Or he could be Big Willie.
Could be Big Willie.
I'm gonna say that she says it's Ambrose, but it's not. It's actually Big Willie.
Perfect. All right. Vivian. V. Should I, as I refer to your character, should I say V or should I say Vivian?
I think V. Yeah.
V?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. V, your question is... What did you do that hurt blank the most? And that means this is either an NPC or another PC. So you hurt somebody. However you want to take that question.
Ooh. Let's Let's go physically hurt. And it's gonna be Gus.
Okay. How did you physically hurt Gus? What did you do to Gus?
Hello.
I'd like to think that I tried to get rid of him, but then realized halfway through it was the wrong person.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Ooh. And botched attempt. All right. Nice. Drew. Who does the teacher seem to spend or pay the most attention to, and why?
Sorry, my cat has the zoomies apparently. I think that the teacher pays the most attention to Bunny. And I think it's because he was a theater minor in college, and so he wants to relive his glory days by getting in good with the theater kids.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Next is why do you have a crush on blank? This is for Beatrice. Why do you have a crush on somebody? This is a two-part question, and I'll get to the second part after. You have a crush on somebody in class, player or NPC, either way.
I think Beatrice has a crush on Carter.
Okay. And why? What about Carter attracts B?
I think that she likes that he's like a rebel and thinks that his motorcycle is cool.
Okay. The second part of the question is, who does Carter have a crush on? That's not you.
Carter has a crush on V.
Okay.
That's why he sits next to her.
Perfect. All right. Noah, your turn. Oh, 15. Good Lord. There's a lot of counting involved. Let's use one of these other pieces of paper.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna talk really
Blank.
quick to make sure that I'm heard.
Can you be heard? Let's see.
I'm told I'm very quiet, so I'm right up on this microphone. Because there's
Okay.
really nothing else I can do.
Understood. Let's see, 15. That is, well, we've already answered that already, sort of. It's somebody in the classroom is super into something, but I think we've already established airbending and waterbending, earthbending is the thing people are into. So, well, okay. Here's the question right before. Why don't you trust somebody in class, whoever that might be?
You know what? I don't trust Kevin.
All right, that works for me.
Because he was
Why don't you
homeschooled. I
trust
trust
Kevin?
him.
He's homeschooled.
He came out of nowhere.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Kevin Cause homeschool. All right. V. Okay. Okay, this is a weird question. Is blank really gay, or is it just a weird attention thing? That's the question.
Okay. Mm. Oh, that's hard with these.
It kind of is. I mean, it's Monster Hearts, so everybody's a
Maybe.
little gay.
Yeah. Also 2023. Let's
That's
go
true.
Maggie.
Who?
Maggie.
Maggie?
At least she is really shy. She like says that she's a lesbian, but we all know it's just like I'm trying to connect.
Hello?
Thing. Oh, I feel
Okay.
terrible doing this. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have. It could be real. She could really, truly be
Yes,
gay.
let's make it real. Let's make it where
Hello?
she's not vocal about it, but we all know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That works.
Mhm.
That works. Okay. Tessa. Ooh. Well, this is a group question, so we all get to answer this one at a time. Starting with Tessa. The only paper I had was bright orange bizarre paper, so it's kind of hard to read. So forgive me if I have to try this a couple times. Once for each player. What is the hottest thing about the guy with the blue hair? Whoever that might be. And everybody has to answer a different answer. So we got to figure out who has blue hair.
Jared.
Okay.
Farm boy, blue hair.
I was gonna say Lala, but it can be Jared. Farm
All
boy
right.
with blue hair.
Farm boy with blue
I
hair.
don't give a fuck.
That's his
It works.
sports team color. He dyed it for his sports team.
For the sports team.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Sports
Tessa, you get to
ball.
say what's hot about Jared with the blue hair, and yeah, you can say anything from something that's legit to, I don't know, it's some weird pheromone. It doesn't matter, just anything you think of.
I think that's a hard question for Tessa because Tessa doesn't typically find people hot. But
Well, it's got an interesting. It's got an indication in case somebody says that. It says, if they say they're not into guys or not, this person is not necessarily hot. Ask, what is it about the guy with the blue hair that gets you all confused when you find yourself looking at him? Then.
Okay. I think it's that. He has a little sister that he always takes care of. Like he babysits her all the time and they like play tea party and he like is an amazing big brother. Like that's the thing that Tessa finds most attractive or hot about him, is that he like takes care of his baby sister.
Okay. Takes care of the baby sister. Okay, well, we're gonna go in clockwise fashion. So Beatrice, what about Jared with the blue hair does Beatrice find either confusing and or hot?
I think that, I mean, since he's like a farm boy, I think he's like really strong. I also think that he's like tall as fuck, like 6'6" and like built. Like
Wow,
he-
real farm
Like
boy.
physically like very attractive. Yeah.
That is a corn-fed farm boy right there. That's great.
Yep.
Super tall, 6'6". I'm gonna put 6'6". Cannon. Super strong. All right. All right, Noah.
Um. Hmm. This is tough. Okay. Because Noah's like, whatever, about everything. So I'm trying to think of what she would find attractive about this dude.
Well, it suggests even that it could be something supernatural. It doesn't necessarily have to be, he's super hot to look at. It could be like, I don't know, maybe it's some weird mind control or something, who knows? I mean, it doesn't have to be overt like that, but don't think that it has to be something like any of us would have seen in high school. It could be anything.
Oh.
It's
I'm
tough.
struggling with this one.
We can come back to you. How about we come back to you?
Come back. I'm struggling.
We'll come back to you. All right. So that means V, you get to pick.
I was gonna go with like the little sister route until you said something, but I think I'm gonna go with, we can make this canon, but that he publicly supported Madison's abortion, that he like spoke in a positive way and like tried to like shut down rumors. Essentially that he's like advocating for women's rights, So I think that to her is, I mean, she may not be attracted to him, but she's like into the fact that he's into women.
Yeah, you can appreciate someone's hotness without necessarily, falling all over yourself about it. Absolutely. All right. All right, Allie. I mean, Noah. Here we go.
All right, because I'm stealing it from Drew because it is a good idea. Noah likes his fear. I'm trying to figure out what that fear may be. Maybe like the fear of like losing his like sister, but she likes the way that tastes.
Maybe she tastes his fear but has no idea what it is.
Yes, that's
she can just tell that he's afraid of something.
Yes,
I love that.
That's true. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, love that. Drew, how about I ask you another one since that was a party-wide question. So for Tessa. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is very appropriate for Tessa. What does blank talk to you about that they don't talk to anyone else about?
Oh. I'm gonna go. Do we not have anything about? Oh, it's Big Willie. Yeah, it's Big Willie. I think Big Willie talks to Tessa about his dad expects him to take over the family business when he graduates, but he wants to go off to college, like out of state.
Okay, and he doesn't talk to anybody else but Tessa about that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I'm tempted to give you a string, Big Willie, for that, or an insecurity, right? For your skin.
Okay, cool.
Write that down. You have one of the insecurities of Big Willie and his college dreams. All right. Ooh, okay. Okay. What's the name of the class drug dealer? This is for Beatrice. Who's the class drug dealer, and who is sleeping with he or she or they?
I just feel like Lala knows where to get the good drugs from.
Okay.
And who is sleeping with them?
That's what the question says.
We don't have a lot on Remy, but holy fuck, do I want it to be Ambrose.
Okay. Absolutely.
It needs to be Ambrose for
Yeah.
sure.
Lala and Ambrose. Wow. Yeah, Rich. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. God, perfect. Is Ambrose sleeping with Lala for drugs or for just personal reasons?
I mean, I think it could be both. I think that it's also one of those situations where, like, Ambrose is like, don't tell people we're sleeping together because it would look bad on me and my family type thing.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. Nope, I've got you. That's great. Love it. All right. I'm not going to say what I just had a thought of because maybe I want to use it. Anyway, okay. So this is for Noah. Noah, you get... Here, let me go to this other page. Actually, let's go to my AI-generated questions. You get the first one of those.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a secret about another player's character? And why have you decided to keep it hidden?
Like, my character has a secret?
It can be either way. Either you know a secret about another character, or you have a secret that another character would react in some way to. This is a tough one. And we can all contribute. If somebody has an idea, feel free to shoot it out. For what it's worth, in any of these questions, if somebody's got a good idea and somebody else is struggling, yell out. This is a free-for-all. Does anybody have any secrets they want for Noah to know? Or does Noah have a secret?
I was gonna say that she has a secret about Carter because she sits next to him.
Well, it does technically say another player's character.
Oh, another player's character. Sorry, my bad.
But we can do what... I mean,
No,
like I say, this is not...
I wasn't paying attention.
Let's do it.
If you want, like, my character, I mean, you can know that I almost killed Gus. That's probably not public knowledge.
I also killed a handful of people. So
she just smells death everywhere, all over these people.
All right, well, Noah, you get to pick. What do you think?
I think she would probably be more likely to know V's.
Okay.
Just because
So you know it.
Yes.
But you're keeping a secret that you know it.
Yes.
From V.
Am I keeping it a secret, like, from V and from everybody?
That's up to you. I mean, I'll say yes for now.
Okay.
And if you decide to spill the beans during gameplay, then so be it.
Okay.
We'll see where the game takes us. All right. Oh, my cat is going crazy back there. Let's see. All right. V, you have a question. Oh my God, my cat. Ooh. Have you ever saved another player's character from certain death? And if so, how did that happen?
I would assume Tessa.
Okay.
I feel like maybe Tessa doesn't know.
Ooh, okay.
Like someone was coming after you, or like there was like, I don't know, a mark on you in a way, and I took care of it before it got to you, kind of deal. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love that. Be saved, Tessa. And Tessa does not know. Love that. All right. I need to learn how to write faster. Okay. All right, Tessa, speaking of, your turn. And we're going to do another player character question. What is something you admire about another player's character and why?
Ooh. I think it's B. I admire her her she seems, I think Tessa views her as somebody who's kind of not broken by her situation. Like she is B is somebody who like, yeah, has had bad things happen to her, but like, and tell me if I'm wrong, Presley, but like genuinely is a pretty upbeat, happy, maybe not happy, but like rolls with the punches, doesn't let it get her down, continues to live her life regardless of the struggle. Does that okay? Yeah, so that's what she admires, is that B doesn't let the bad things in her life get her down.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. All right. B, have you answered a question about another player yet? No? Well, here we go. You get... I don't know if I have that many questions. Okay. Yes. Have you ever felt jealous of another PC, and why?
Never felt jealous of another piece. I think that she's jealous of V because V has a lot of like close female companionship and B has never had that before. Like she spends all of her time around like all these stinky boys.
It's gonna change. Oh.
I didn't think it through when we did name our characters B and V, but that's okay.
All right. So is it like a timid jealousy or a slight jealousy, or is it like a really like severe jealousy? What'd you think?
I mean, I don't think that she's like, man, fuck V because she's got girlfriends, but it's like, man, I wish that I had girls in my life type of thing.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's perfect. All right, let's get back into some of these NPCs. We still have a few that need some traits. All right. Okay. Okay, this is for Noah. What does blank get away with that no one else does, and why?
Trying to find somebody that doesn't have.
We don't have anything for Remy.
Remy, okay.
I'm trying to make them my girlfriend. So
Remy. What do they get away with? Let me think really quick. They get away with I'm struggling tonight, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do they cheat a lot? Like cheat on their assignments?
Maybe.
Or it can even be like performance
Yeah, I was
enhancing.
gonna say like they do drugs in the bathroom in the middle of school. Don't know what
Probably-
kind of drugs.
Madison, or what's it? Madison? Mad Dyson, however it's spelled. Yeah.
Okay, so they get away with taking performance enhancing drugs that no one. So it's an open secret basically that that's the case. Okay, all right. Perfect. Well then, Vivian V, should I ask a question, or do you have something you already want to contribute to one of the NPCs?
Oh, I want to be in love with Remy.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Now,
Let's see. I can find.
to format it, but even if
Okay.
he doesn't love me, that's okay.
All right. So we will say. Okay, we will say, why do you have a. This will lead into a group question. We'll just say, why do you have a crush on Remy? We've already asked that question once, but that's going to lead into it, the second question. So just any reason why Remy would be a crush of these.
Oh, because they're strong as hell and they can hold their own. And that to V is the most attractive quality. And I mean, she's a rugby player and that's hot as hell. So probably
Absolutely.
goes all the games. So
Okay. So this leads into a group question. Why does blank remind you that you're a monster? And we're going to start with V, and Remy is going to be the person. Why does Remy remind you that you're a monster? If that's normally we don't give a specific person. So if you want to pick somebody else who might remind you of your monster, that's fine. But I think it would be fun if it was Remy.
I think it's because like when Remy's playing the game, like they can turn on and off kind of that aggression. Whereas like V is reminded that she can't, like she always has to be prepared and always has to, I mean, that she's not allowed to let her guard down. Which Drew, I think that's my insecurity is, I don't know, always having to have that wall and always having to be on edge and people noticing. I don't know how we can play with that, but I think it's like she is never comfortable. She's not allowed to be comfortable. So
All right. And Tessa, why does one of the NPCs make Tessa feel like a monster?
I think it's Madison, which I know we have a little bit about her already, but it's Madison because the thing that Tessa craves more than anything is love and approval, and Madison is a constant reminder that she's not good enough because Madison is a bully, and has always been a bully to her. And so, yeah, Madison reminds Tessa that she is unloved and unwanted.
Ooh, okay. That's beautiful. Well, let's get to B. Who reminds B that she's a monster and why?
I think it I always struggle with this question.
So you can address it by somebody is the opposite of your monsterdom, or someone is very close to you in the, in what you would consider your monstrous capacity. Could be somebody has something you'll never get, and it reminds you of why you're a monster.
I think it's Maggie.
Okay.
Because she is like really quiet and shy, and she can get away with that, and B is pretty outspoken, and
Okay.
stand out, and she wishes that she could just kind of fall into the shadows, but that's not really how it is for her.
It's not in the cards for B, being raised by 6 firemen. You gotta be loud and boisterous in order to be heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Noah. Who reminds Noah about their monstrosity?
Does it have to be an NPC?
No, not at all.
Because I think it's Tessa.
Ooh, okay. How so?
Because Tessa is like, I guess, kind of in tune with all these emotions and these people, and can kind of sense that. Whereas Noah just is out of step with every emotion besides fear at this point. She doesn't. She's not alive. She doesn't have those emotions really anymore, so she doesn't get it, and so that reminds her that she's not a person.
Gotcha. Wow, that's great. Okay. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna go back to Drew because that was technically V's question. So, Tessa. Do. Blank. Well, this might be we might have this. You might have already answered this question. Blank is mean to you, and what's that about? I think we might already know the answer to that question, unless you have somebody else.
I can do somebody else. I think it's I mean, I could go for the obvious. You know what? No. I was gonna say Remy because they're in competition, but I think that's the obvious answer. And we've already got some stuff about Remy. I'm gonna say Bunny is mean to Tessa. And it's because Tessa's an athlete, but won't stand up for herself. And there's that like arts versus sports kind of rivalry. And I think with Bunny being like the Rachel Berry type, she's very like put together and pristine and uptight, and Tessa's like punk goth, I don't give a shit about things attitude just like really pisses her off.
Gotcha. So she just is she actively like says mean things, or is she more like passively?
I think she's passive aggressive.
Okay.
Petty.
Gotcha. Won't defend herself. Okay. Okay, man. All right. It's almost like you guys have done this before. You guys are coming up with answers like crazy. All right, here we go. 11. I keep misplacing all my papers. Who do you think, B? Who does B think is the most intriguing or alluring person in the class? And why?
Intriguing
or alluring. Could be mysterious, could be, I don't know.
I mean, probably. I'm gonna go with Lala.
Lala.
I feel like they're very like open and big, like they're a cheerleader, student body president, but also there's something else happening there. I just feel it.
Okay.
As it like
Lala.
PP doesn't know what it is, but
Right. Oh my lord. I just got overwhelmed with the fact I get to play all of these people. This is going to be absolutely insane. Okay. Here we go for Noah. Noah, that is that. Da, 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 da. Last summer, what did blank get arrested for?
Last summer, Kevin got arrested for trespassing.
Okay.
He went on the football field trying to practice his water bending.
Okay, great. All right. Kevin got arrested trespassing on the school's this school's football field.
Like the rugby, like
The rugby
whatever
pitch.
field they have, yeah.
Right. Beautiful. That is amazing. I cannot wait for that to come up. I'll figure out a way to make that happen. Practicing waterbending on the rugby pitch. All right. All right. So the next question goes to V. We've already, let's see. I've already done that one. Let's do this one. Da, da, da. 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, why does the student sitting next to you have to go to the school nurse's office so often?
That's Carter. Oh, okay. I know our typical go-to is crabs, but
We got to mix it up sometimes.
let's go with like I don't know what the word is, but like is it hemophilia? Where like
Hemophilia, yeah.
where his blood doesn't
you can't stop
clot.
bleeding. Yeah, that's hemophilia.
So I think like even if he has like a slight cut, he bleeds a ton. And so
Gotcha.
constantly having to go get band-aids or something. Which probably makes it great to sit next to him, but
Right. Interestingly enough, in high school, I sat next to a guy who had hemophilia. I don't know. It's just weird that he took me back to high school. There you go.
Carter isn't safe where he's sitting right now.
no, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Hessa. We are speeding through these questions. Amazing. All right, Tessa. I don't know if I've asked this. I may have already asked this question. I really should mark these down. Why don't you trust blank? Have we done that question? No? Yes?
I think Allie had that question. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to go to the next one. Why did blank miss so much school last year?
I think we're gonna go with let's go with Copper.
Okay.
And he missed a bunch of school last year because he was on a traveling robotics team.
Okay. Why not? Absolutely. Miss school because of, was that a school sponsored trip, or was it like an amateur league robotics tourney?
It's like an amateur league. Oh, no, even better. It's an underground robot fighting league that he joined.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Copper's parents are totally cool with that. Just say, you know what? You're gonna hit the big time, kid.
Yeah.
Fuck
Well,
high
his
school.
dad was super into robots, and that's how Copper got into it. And so his dad is like, hell yeah, we're going to robot fighting competitions.
Perfect. Underground robot battling ring. All right. Let's see. Okay. B, you're next. And I'm going to have to get some new dice because I keep rolling the same numbers over and over. So I'm just going to keep going down to the next question. Okay, this is a two-parter. It involves two people. So it's going to involve B and Noah. B, why do you hate someone so much?
B really hates Ambrose because he wears really fucking strong cologne and she sits next to him and it like she fucking hates it.
Hates Ambrose cologne. And Noah, why are you so into Ambrose?
Oh. Well, for one, I think she likes the cologne. I think that
Because
she like,
why is that?
I mean, you know, she's doesn't have a whole lot of, her senses aren't great, probably. Just from being shut down for a little bit there.
Yep.
So it's probably like, because it's strong, she can like smell it and it smells good.
Beautiful. Love it. That's great. Okay, more questions. We're back to V again. And we are going to ask, okay. V, blank refused to be shamed by gossip saying they had an STI. Who did they have to hurt to change the dialogue around STIs at the school? That's a deep question.
I think Jared was the one with the rumor of an STI.
Oh, okay. So they had rumors that Jared had an STI. And
I think he beats up. Oh. Ooh, let's.
It just says hurt. It doesn't necessarily, that may not mean physically, but that's your call. It could mean physically, I'm sure.
Probably Ambrose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And kicked Ambrose's ass
Yeah.
to stop the rumors.
Damn, I think I'm about to start liking dudes. Oh.
Well, it's going to be quite a character dilemma in the game. So, okay, beautiful. Love it. Yeah, I'm just going to start picking questions. These dice keep rolling the same numbers over and over. All right. So, Tessa, I remember this question. What nickname did you give somebody that stuck? It's not Toby-Wan Kenobi.
It's not Toby-Wan Kenobi. I was trying to think. Cecilia had one too that season. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Remy.
Oh, okay.
And she gave her the nickname, oh, Fumbles.
Gotcha. And now people are referring to her as Fumbles all the time, much to her dismay. Beautiful. Okay. This whole Tessa Remy thing is a will they, won't they sort of situation. We got to figure that out. All right.
Very well might be a Tessa Remy hate fuck.
I think Cecilia's nickname that season was Fanny Pack.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
All right. B. Okay, here we go. This is the way the question is worded. Remind me, who is it that you were sleeping with, and why did you break it off?
Beatrice was sleeping with she was sleeping with Jared and then heard the rumor that he had an STI, so she stopped it. She was like, nope, I'm getting out.
All right. And then of course Jared went on the warpath after that and kicked Ambrose's ass. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay. Noah. That's a hard. I don't like that question. Okay, here we go. This is a good question for Noah. Who tried to kill you and why?
Oh gosh. Let's see. I think, you know what, Big Willie tried to kill me.
Oh, wow. Okay. And why, the question says.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was just finding something that we didn't have a lot on. Big Willie tried to kill me because I felt like his fear of having to take over, and I asked him about it, and he didn't want to talk about it. Of like having to take over like the family business and wanting to go to college.
And he didn't want to talk
He
about
didn't want to talk about
and
it.
he just lost it and he just
lost
basically
it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think, and the question easily could be no, the answer to this. Do you think he realizes that he was trying to kill you, or that he maybe even knows and regrets it, or is he just like, oh, what the fuck ever, I stopped myself, whatever?
I don't think he meant to, but Noah is very, very small. So I think like he tried to like beat her up pretty much, and it got a little out of hand.
Ooh, okay. Oh gosh, there you go. Tried to kill Noah. Okay. All right. Got a few more questions here. Let's go back to some of my AI questions. Who's I can't see the screen. Which one of the NPCs needs a little beefing up?
Lala doesn't have a ton.
Barter, maybe?
Carter doesn't have a ton. Bunny doesn't have a ton. Yeah, I'd say probably
Okay.
those three.
What? Okay. There's a question. You sit between a couple who are constantly passing notes. This is, I guess, to V. V, this is your question. Which two, and what are the notes about? And we'll pretend this doesn't necessarily have to be in homeroom. Maybe you're sitting between, you could pick any two NPCs, and you just happen to be sitting between them in another class or something. They don't necessarily have to be immediately sitting next to you.
Mm. Do they have to? Because I think Bunny and Carter could be interesting, especially because Carter has a crush on me.
Okay.
Where
So what are the notes about?
I would like to think it's more of Bunny constantly sending notes and Carter just like giving like one word answers back. And it's like one of those things where Bunny makes an effort to give it to me because I'm diagonal, which she could just give it to Carter, but it's like a whole ordeal.
Okay.
I think it's like stupid things, but it's like a presentation in a way. It's of like, oh, I have to do this. So it's like, hey, I have play practice. Or like, will you
What-
run my scene with me after school? Or will you help me warm up my voice, winky face? Like dumb shit like that, or like, help me practice the kissing scene or whatever.
Gotcha. So she's basically flirting as best she can, and he's not responding.
Yeah.
I
Like
feel like
Gotcha.
they're
And
kind of
maybe-
dead.
I think
I
it would
think
be
they
cool,
are
like, if they're
dating.
dating.
Oh, I think that
But
they are.
He's wandering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love that. They are
It's
dating.
like the Rachel Berry, but with the like bad boy of her trying, it's like, oh, I have to do, I'm saving him. And
It's
he's like,
those 3 weird episodes where Rachel and Puck were together.
yes, 100%.
All right. Okay, Tessa, I got a question for you. The question is, okay, who hosted the last big party, and which of their parents did you make out with?
Tessa's demisexual and would not, like, I hate to give that answer,
Okay.
but Tessa would not make out with anyone.
So which parent did you turn down? Which parent came on to you?
Okay, cool. We can for sure do that. I think the last big party was hosted by Gus. And Gus's dad tried to hit on me and I did not.
Gotcha. Okay. Guess where would this party, would it have been a house party or maybe a party out in a, like a big bonfire, or what kind of party
Yeah,
was
it's
this?
a bonfire. I feel like they yeah. I feel like his dad owns like his dad owns the junkyard, or like runs the junkyard. And so there's like, it's not like the dump, but like you can take your like old vehicles and shit. Like,
Right.
it's like a salvage yard. And so they have like they just have a shit ton of land. And so there's like, he always throws bonfires.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. let's get to B here. Let's see. Let's pick out some interesting B questions. Okay. Who did you see blank making out with behind the bleachers at the big rugby game last week?
Maggie and Lala were making out behind the bleachers at the rugby game last week.
Okay. Now, have we determined either one of those either one of them two are in a relationship of any sort? I don't think so.
Lala's fucking Ambrose.
That's right. Okay. All right. Noah? We're actually getting pretty close to... We've done a lot of questions. Okay, I'm laughing because I remember the last time I asked this question and the answer to it. How has blank changed kind of dramatically in the last few days?
Okay. I think it is. I think it's Carter.
Okay, Carter has changed rather dramatically in the last few days. In what way? Either personality, physically, relationship-wise?
I think, well, relationship-wise, I think Noah has peeked at his phone as he's texting, and he sees he's texting other ladies. But I think that he is like he's looking more like unhealthy. Like he's kind of getting like paler and like thinner. He just doesn't look like he's feeling right. Like kind of sickly.
So he's getting a little sickly, a little pale. All right. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right. V, let's go back to my robot questions. Okay, we've hinted at this, so let's see if we can flesh it out a little bit. Have you ever been in a romantic relationship with another player's character? And what caused the relationship to end?
Oh, like Noah?
Sure. I mean, it can be whoever. But...
Well, I mean, we've kind of established that we had a past relationship.
Right.
Why did it end?
Noah, feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
I was gonna, cause like, isn't like that backstory thing like it was like a mate, but it was like severed or something, or it ended somehow?
Mine, it says someone was your mate, but they got away.
See, if we could like, I don't know, if we could like know each other, like Noah got away like by fucking dying.
Oh,
okay. Okay. Let's think about that.
I know I've used this like in the past, but it wasn't necessarily a relationship. It was like a friendship, like a it could be like a Tumblr friendship, or a relationship where it's more of, maybe we like
Like a long distance relationship.
yeah, like, like we FaceTimed and, I feel like V sent you gifts and shit.
Yeah.
How old was Noah when she died?
She
Yeah.
was 15, 16.
Middle school, Tumblr romance, long distance.
And I'll be honest, I'm not sure if Noah even like remembers.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Well, that's young though. I mean, we can go more of like first love situation,
Sure, yeah.
where it's that whole like, it was your first person you've ever loved bullshit.
Well, it could be like they met like while she was sick, because it was like it was in her brain, and so like it got all jumbled, and now it's like,
you don't remember me.
I don't remember, because it happened during that period that they were very sick. Tragic. This is tragic. I'm gonna cry.
Like ignoring me.
I'm gonna cry.
Yes, done. Okay, done. We're gonna 51st dates this.
You have to remind me every day.
Oh.
You wake up with a VHS tape beside your bed every morning. That's just a compilation of like kick screenshots.
Yeah.
When you were 15. That's my worst nightmare as a human being.
Oh.
Can I answer the same question?
Sure, by all means. I would love that.
Can you read the question one more time just so I phrase it correctly?
Okay. If I can find it again. Oh, wait, that was one of my computer questions. Have you ever been in a romantic relationship with another player's character? If so, what caused the relationship to end?
I'm going to say yes. I think Tessa was in what she thought was a romantic relationship with B, and it ended because they just saw her as a friend. Tessa thought they were in a relationship, but they never were.
And just Tessa figured that out one day and said, "Oh, well, never mind."
Yeah.
Or how did that happen?
Yeah, I think it was because Tessa's not been in this town very long. Like, she moved back here like last spring. So I think like they met last spring and like hung out a bunch the last like month or so of school. And then they hung out all summer. And like Tessa thought that they were like in a relationship because they hung out and talked all summer long. But B has a crush on somebody, Carter. Right? On Carter. So I think when this school year started, in this homeroom, B started talking to Tessa about how she has a crush on Carter. And Tessa realized like, oh, fuck, she never loved me. Like, we were never a couple. But
wow,
works really hard to still be her best friend.
Oh no.
And just sort of like didn't say anything, just like slots herself into the like best friend confidant, like the best friend role.
Stop.
I'm gonna turn your attention to the picture I've posted. There's nothing more romantic than a relationship between two women who have something deeply, deeply, deeply wrong with them.
Yeah, that's very appropriate in this game this season.
So yeah, that's my answer. And I don't think you can decide, Presley, if B recognizes that or if she's oblivious.
No, I think B thinks she's straight. She's not because she's gay, but if you ask her, she's straight. So I don't think she even like. I think she was like, "Oh, this is my bestie Tessa. We're like this."
Just straight girls having fun. Yay.
Oh.
We have a question from chat. if anybody wants to answer
Oh.
this.
Okay.
Someone said, has anyone been in a secretly abusive relationship with anyone?
It's open to the group. I mean, I know some of your backstories, you are secretly in an abusive relationship, so, we'll leave that for your backstories. But I'll say if you could think of either yourself or an NPC that this might apply to, if you want to just come up, if you don't want it to apply to your character, but you got a neat idea, feel free to apply it to an NPC.
What if Gus and Remy, maybe they're not dating anymore, but they were, and it was abusive? I don't know who was the abuser.
I assume Remy. That's gonna sound so bad, but I'm gonna assume, especially if we're going with like performance enhancing drugs. I'm just thinking steroids. And
So we're
Sure.
thinking physically abusive.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not necessarily physically, but it's that lashing out vocally,
Yeah, emotionally.
and it's gaslighting, it's the ignoring, and I'm going on about this for hours, but yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, love it. We have how much time do we have? Okay, well, actually, we're getting pretty close. The time. Does anybody? I mean, I know you guys have gone through these questions probably 5 times over the years. Does anybody have any questions that I haven't asked that you were hoping somebody would have to answer?
My favorite is always the what does this person smell like and why do you like it? And we got that
Okay.
real early, so I'm content.
Okay. So let's do this. We've got 10-15 minutes left. Let's do a sneak preview of episode 1. Session 1.
Prologue.
Okay, it is going to be a prologue. And it's only and sadly, because this is what I've got stuck in my head, it may only involve one character, maybe 2. There is okay, yeah. B, it's raining outside. You are outside in a back alley behind a building. It's raining, it's dark. It's pretty cold. I mean, for someone who grew up in the South, Louisiana in March and rain, why not? It might be cold. And you come running up this alley. And you sort of lean against the wall right before you walking out into the street. Try to compose yourself a little bit. And there is, you sort of get yourself together, and you take a step out. And the camera focuses on a necklace that you keep around your neck. It's a little locket. We don't know what's in it, but it's obviously important. And we see it fall off your neck as you're sort of redoing this, and the chain falls loose, and you were really distracted. And as the camera sort of focuses in on this locket, we hear an explosion somewhere back in the alley. And the explosion's reflecting off this locket on the ground. And you are no longer anywhere to be seen. We hear your footsteps running off. And the scene changes. The scene changes to the firehouse the next day. Several of your dads are coming back from a conflagration, and one of them, Hamish, is taking off his his equipment and his gear, and he sort of looks around and he waits for everybody else to get done and sort of move on with their morning trying to brush off this fire they just had. And when he looks around and realizes nobody else is around, he finds you. And he comes up and goes, "Hey there, Hotshot. You got a second?"
Yeah, of course. What's up?
So, were you anywhere near downtown last night? In the industrial section?
No. Why?
You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Never.
Okay. There's a pretty suspicious fire that happened last night. There's several people died. Did you lose anything last night?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
He takes a second. He maintains eye contact, just never looks away. Takes a deep breath, and he goes, "Because I found this in the alley behind the building." And he holds out your locket. And he just stares, waiting for you to respond.
Thank you. I didn't know I lost it. I wasn't there though. I was home last night.
That's good. That's good. It would have been scary if you were. I still got a investigation to run. I'm supposed to find out what happened. I'll let you know what I find out.
All right. Thank you.
He doesn't respond. He just shakes his head, turns away. Cut to last night. Tessa, you are watching your favorite band of all time in their normal venue, regular venue. What's the name of the band again?
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory.
Uh-huh.
Been watching them 2 dozen, 3 dozen, who knows how many times you've seen these people. About towards the end of the set, everybody's rocking out. It's been a great night. But then all of a sudden you hear off in the distance. And, at first everybody started looking around like, what the hell was that? Something fall? And after a couple of minutes, you smell smoke. The band is still up there playing, rocking on. Just no problems whatsoever. Has no idea what's going on. People start looking around. And you see, above their heads, flames coming from outside. Just the smallest little flames. And they're sitting there playing. And one of them, the lead singer, catches your eye and gives you a wink.
I think as soon as I see the flames, I look for the bouncer, the club owner, like somebody who looks important.
Well, this isn't exactly a club like that. The only people that are here, really, you just find the biggest dude who's always here, the guy who's serving the drinks.
Yeah, that's who I go find. I go up to the bartender or the person serving drinks, because it's probably not an actual bar, but yeah.
Hey, Tessa, what's up?
Something's on fire.
What?
No, like,
what are you
look,
talking about?
Right there.
And you see him sniff a second right before he looks. And he looks up and goes, "Oh, shit!" And he just yells in the middle of this, "Fucking run, it's a fire!" And he just goes, he yells that over the volume, and people start panicking and start running. You are watching, and the band is finally starting to look around. They, like, what the hell's going on? What's everybody running for? They didn't hear. And basically, they're just waiting to hear what's going on. But you have to fight against this crowd if you want to see them, or you can leave. But the fire is getting...
if the band isn't moving, I'm gonna push my way through.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You push your way through, and it takes some doing. It's not easy, but you're strong. You play rugby. You know how to get through a crowd. And you get up there just in time for some piece of the roof, something to cave in. And as people are starting to realize what's going on, it lands right on the lead guitarist. It lands on the lead guitarist right in front of your face. You, I assume, try your best to get this person out. Do we have names for the band members yet?
What you said, it was the guitarist?
The guitarist.
Yeah, Lindsay Evans.
All right. Lindsay is laying there bleeding, obviously hurt, moaning, barely conscious. And the rest of the band is like, "Oh shit," trying to help her out. And but they're all looking at you. You were obviously the only person here who has any amount of, physicality to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to push it off of her the best I can.
So the camera pulls away as you are pulling Leslie out.
Lindsay
out of the rubble. And then it cuts to outside, and we see B's family pull up in a fire truck right as you're going outside. And Lindsay looks at you and gives you a wink, same wink that you've gotten from every one of those band members at some point or another. She goes, "Fuck, you're strong," and just and is out. And we can't tell if she's dead, she's unconscious, but she looks rough. Her hand is all crunched up.
I just pick her up, and I'm gonna carry her toward the fire truck or the ambulance, whatever I can find.
The ambulance, there's a paramedics showed up at the same time the fire truck did, and they take her from you, and you see the two paramedics give each other a look over her, just look at each other meaningfully for a second before they put her on the ambulance. And we see you sort of the chaos going on as the camera pulls away, and it cuts to a different alley, and there is a guy in a wife beater running in the rain from something, we have no idea what. He crashes into some trash cans, and he's panic, breathing hard, and he's running. I mean, he's obviously scared out of his mind. And we see, as he's looking behind him, trying to see what's chasing him, while sitting on his ass after he ran over some trash cans. From in front of him, where he's not looking, we see a very svelte, confident young woman step out from between two buildings. And she smiles. She has short hair. She's got this grin on her face, beautiful red lips, very sultry eyes. And she walks up right behind him, quiet enough that he never even heard her. And she whispers in his ear, and the camera just focuses right on his ear and her lips. And she goes, "Bonjour." He freaks the fuck out. And it's too late. And he spits blood up right on her. And she's like, "Oh." And she sits there and still has a smile on her face as this guy just quietly gurgles. And as this is happening, we see Vivian, V, step out from what would have been behind the man, where he had been looking. And the woman lets him fall to the ground. She goes, V, you have to be quicker. You can't just let them run from you. It's pathetic.
I said I got it. I didn't need your help.
She gestures. We are not 10 feet from the street. You had him?
Yeah, I would have had him. I didn't. It doesn't matter. Let's get rid of him.
You're getting weak, V. You're getting soft. But yeah, let's get rid of him. Fine. And she sort of steps away and gestures to you and to him. And right as she does that, boom! That's when you hear an explosion. Not a block away. I mean, you feel dirt and rocks, sort of stone fall off some of these abandoned buildings from the concussion. And the other woman looks at you, wide-eyed. Well, perhaps we have our excuse?
Let's do it. And V's gonna pick up the man and start taking him to where the explosion's at.
Okay. We see V, like a professional, pick him up like in a fireman's carry over his shoulders, just does a flip over him, boom, is up suddenly, and walks off. And the camera sort of fades away as we see the other woman going, and she's trying to clean off her shirt. And the camera sort of pans over as she walks away. And we see, in the alley, unnoticed, someone who had been lured here. Someone who had been nearby, smelled something delicious, and followed the scent here. And the camera lands on Noah, a very pale, almost ghostly figure in the dark, in the rain. And Noah watched this entire thing happen, unseen. And what's the expression on Noah's face?
So I think like when it pans over to Noah, because Noah's got like these very icy blue eyes. I think her eyes are totally black after she's fed, and so you see him kind of dissipate and go back to what they were. And I think that she has a look of almost like euphoria, which is not a look that Noah has very often. But she's very content at this point.
And we see her sort of straighten up a little bit after she collects herself. And making sure the coast is clear, she wanders off to whatever she was planning on doing in the first place. And then the title screen comes up. The Ties That Bind, Roguesport. And we get the opening music and the whole 9 yards. And there we go. There's a little preview of our next season, everyone. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and end it here. Just as a quick, just to let people know what to expect. Like I say, we are grown-ass adults and we talk like it, so you'll be, don't be offended by that, for the love of all that's holy. You'll also see us occasionally texting each other or looking down and, messaging each other, because I encourage that in the game. It's a great way. We love the look of surprise on each other's faces. I frankly live for it. I wouldn't do this if people expected everything I was doing. I would say, oh, fuck this. But no, I love it. And yeah, just we're learning every day, and we can't wait to share it with you. And I guess we'll see you next week. Bye, you guys. Love you.